tough after that one. Losing in that fashion to ASTRALIS on your map, and now you're going into ASTRALIS' map pick. It is worth mentioning going into this Overpass 2020, Vitality, according to HLTV, were the top team of 2020 with 21 map wins, 71.4% win rate on this map. So, did ASTRALIS just walk into a trap? Did they trap themselves? Did they play themselves, Anders, by challenging Vitality on Overpass?
I just don't even know. I'm so curious. I just only have questions right now. Masuta, that's a good start. Taking down Glaive, sniping away and spotting them out there. Smoke goes up. I think ASTRALIS really wanted to go right here. They'd already done the triple nade to try and catch someone. Now, they're going to be running in and fighting zywoo instead, and they somehow take him down. RPK, hoping to catch a kill, falling back into the bomb site. So a little bit of early action and a 1-for-1 trade. Shox, though. This is dangerous. Yeah, he's going to start to make his way back. I don't really blame him.
Oh, and they are going to try and chase as well. They are going to put that pressure. Clear out connector. Shoxy's still hanging around here. He's going to be close enough to hear the footsteps as well, so he knows these guys are coming for him. Got a bit of information gained here from Shoxy, but he needs to stay alive. You're seeing the rotation coming in from RPK as well. Apex is not going to be far off of that A site either. And so Vitality are adjusting to this. Shoxy with the beautiful headshot on Zipix, though, doing the damage, but there's dupreeh to bring it back.
3-on-3. Clock is running down now. 40 seconds. A little bit of health off of dupreeh. That could be an issue. I'm not seeing a kit picked up at the moment. Not seeing any smokes either. Which, again, those are pretty important tools to have on this map if the bomb ever gets planted. So we'll see if they find some anywhere. RPK is out looking for information, and I can kind of understand that. He wants to see if anyone is out here now. If he gets caught, that's a disaster. Oh, he's going to get a headshot instead of device. He looked like he was looking the wrong way, and he still managed to do it. Now he's back on track at RPK. Oh, beautiful work with the pistol. A triple kill, and he looked like he was under no stress at all. Yep. That was so smooth.
Why would a tank feel stress?
I know.
They're going to shoot at him with pistols? What, he's just going to shrug that off?
BB guns out there. Like,
lined up the cannon, took their heads off. He looks so cool and calm here, RPK. Well played on his part. Triple kill in the pistol to get things started. And so Vitality now, 3 pistols in a row against ASTRALIS.
Right.
You know, Dust 2, they won both pistols. Still lost the map. Here they've won the pistol on the CT side. And now we got to see what's going to come of it. Because it's ASTRALIS. No bomb plant means a very hard eco actually coming in here from ASTRALIS. Only dupreeh going for the deagle. And well, I mean, it's very early days, but for now, it's ASTRALIS just kind of hanging back. Vitality not overextending. This is more Vitality style in terms of on CT side. Shoxy lurking in restroom. zywoo here as well in mid. Going to what works Vitality to set things up in this initial round.
Yeah, I mean, there are some really big challenges on this map, I think, for the CT side. If you play it too passively or too far back. They did just push out of the B bomb side, which, you know, when you've got SMGs versus pistols, you're gonna be just feeling more brave. That's a nice little shot there. All right, but yeah, so you're going to be doing that more. But actually, you can do it even in rounds where it's rifles versus rifles. You can still go for that aggression, and obviously the equivalent of that on the A side is pushing all the way towards the playground. You could do that and try and apply some pressure onto the T side. But I think if you fall too far back, or if you're too quick to give up some of those positions over at the A side, it's a little bit of a problem. So curious to see how they will deal with it, Vitality here.
Interesting. zywoo's pressing very aggressively up here with the scout.
Yeah.
Flash is going to force him back, though, and he is going to have to give the ground. I was very curious to see if Vitality were going to go for the same kind of aggression that we saw on Dust 2. Beginning of the half, just charge ASTRALIS, try and set the tone, and really try and catch them off guard initially. And this time, it was only zywoo up there. They weren't risking more than that.
Well, look at Masuta and RPK. They've got SMG, so they don't want to be holding inside of the bomb site. I guess they're really aggressive, and that's a nice find. Device might have expected that he was going to find zywoo out there with a scout, and instead, it Shox with really the only decent rifle that they have right now on the Vitality side. So that's a nice position, right place, right time for Shox.
I expect we're going to see that duel quite a bit. When they do go long, it tends to be Device, it tends to be Shoxy. So, we'll see. 1-0 for Shoxy so far in that duel.
There could be some potential comedy here if they just go straight through L-bend into the B bomb site right here, ASTRALIS, and don't even check outside where the monster tunnel is. Because then RPK and Masuta, it's not that their positions are worthless, but they're obviously going to be way less exciting Masuta started them walk in. He was actually making some noise. Did they hear that? It doesn't look like they did. Now they're on the site, and yeah, they did just completely circumvent them. Masuta is hot on their heels. Let's see if they're going to realize he could get a quick kill here. 30 seconds. Yeah, he's going to catch Glaive and nearly the bomb as well. Great job on Masuta. And in the middle of the chaos, Apex coming in with a kill. That was very, very well done. It looked for a minute like they actually were about to make a horrible mistake, but I think Masuta more than made up for it.
If they get the bomb planted, Astralis. And so that's the main thing here, is that initially they're just going to be figuring it out. It almost feels like now these teams, they're just so patient. You know, it's like you expect 30 rounds. Let's not get too excited, Anders. There's plenty of time here. And so Glaive just needs a little bit of time to download Vitality. And so he's going to throw a jab here, a feint here, a little bit of a fake. And this is all just figuring out how Vitality are playing, because we're going to start seeing Astralis coming back into this. That's the feeling that you get, at least, as Vitality have now got 3 rounds on the board.
Yeah, but this is insane. They got 3 rounds. They had 1 M4 going into the previous round. Now they've got 4 AKs and the M4 still. They just had a massive weaponry upgrade. That's a very, very important round, and it happens really early on. Some Tech 9s in play, some Deagles here. Astralis looking to change the pace and be a little bit quick about it. But I actually think that's so interesting. Just again, I can't even really blame Astralis for not checking behind them, because they did just all come from that position. But I think you're right. If they had got the bomb down, that's when they would have started to look around and said, well, hold on, let's you know, recheck everything. But it's because the timing was so good for Masuta to pick up both those kills. It made all the difference. Oh, shocks. He's trapped in here. Takes 2 with him. That's actually not that bad.
What's going on? Sorry, what's going on, Device? Like, he's missed, you know, a little bit slow there on the uptick. Felt like he could have managed to trade after that first kill.
Yeah, they weren't really timing that well.
Up here. 0 kills so far for Device, 0 for Xyp9x.
Yeah, a little bit of a slow start. We'll see. It is still really early on, and this is a map that can be fairly CT-sided, I would say, if everyone knows what they're doing, if everyone has got the right strategies for both sides.
Allow me to tell you, Anders, it's 50.8% in favor of CT side.
Well,
across 240 games in 2020.
240 games. Well, I will say I'd love more specific stats, because I think there are some teams that are not very good at playing this map. So. Yeah, but that's the problem, Mike. I think the difference between teams that are good on this map and teams that are bad will sort of dirty up that result a little bit, you know?
I agree. If we want to get into the nitty-gritty, that's just you know, ballpark top 30 teams across 2020. Thanks again to HLTV for product. I really like these stats coming out from HLTV.
I agree.
At the end of the year, they kind of just,
and I'm glad you brought it up, because honestly, if you would have had me guess, I think I would have been quite a bit off. I think I would have assumed that it was, you know,
what, like 60 or something? Something
like that, yeah. Something like 60-40 or something along those lines. But
it may be that we are also just used to Astralis, and you know, Astralis has a 70% win rate on CT side rounds. Yeah. So if you're used to casting Astralis, well then yeah, you would tend to think that.
Yeah, I think maybe that's just what's in my head at the moment. So we're gonna find out. Let's just see. If so far it's pretty good for Vitality, and remember, they are the ones that are under pressure right here. They lost the first map in a really quite a shocking and somewhat devastating fashion. So you would have to assume that they're the ones that need to mentally recover, and obviously they need to win that map so we can go on to the third and final one, which is Inferno. It's destined. It has to be. It has to be that third map.
We have to see Inferno, please.
If I had a video card I could play to make sure it happened, I would.
Well, especially after all the time looking at nade protocols on Banana between these two teams. Like, I need to actually see that now.
Speaking of nades, he just messed that up.
But, what's funny, Anders, actually looking at it, across 2 maps, 70% win rate for CT rounds as well for Vitality.
Yeah.
So they actually just balance each other out, right? Just CT side. Again, like Dust 2, though. And look at what we just saw in Dust 2.
Well, let's see if there's going to be a chance here for a round finally for Astralis. They do have a lot of grenades, and they have some of the most incredible flashbangs on this bomb site. So they're setting it all up. RPK, he's forced into the fight, but saved by Zip. I think magisk was about to be in a lot of trouble. Now come the deep Molotovs, just forcing them forward. They can't really go back and hide. And zywoo, who's out here with the AWP, and Zip is picking up all of the kills right here. Device to take 1 as well, but Zip took 3 with him before he went into the ground. And now it's Shocks 1 versus 3 on a bit of a flank, and the bomb is being planted, and they'll find the first one nearly for free. How do you get the other 2, though? He has a smoke and a kit. I think if he finds 1, smoking the bomb and forcing the fight is definitely in the cards. That's something that he could do, but he has to get that first one in there, and it's not going to happen. dupreeh will take him down.
dupreeh heard the footstep. Shock's one footstep gave him away.
That was
unfortunately, because you saw glaive start to rotate over as well. So as soon as Shoxy showed himself, he was a dead man. Glaive was going to be ready for him as well. But that is, Anders, it's so fun, you know, talking about this because you were mentioning that coming onto the B site earlier on T side Astralis, overpass, B site, they just obliterate you with nades. You never see anything. It's just constant flash grenades. You don't know which way to turn. No matter which way you try and turn to predict it, you're going to get blind anyway. It's a nightmare. And so there we had it, right? You know, Vitality is like, they're just blind the entire time, and Astralis are just trading behind it, relentlessly advancing onto the bomb site.
They are really, really good at doing that. And, well, you saw RBK was trying to counter it by just stopping them in the monster tunnel, which, I mean, that's a pretty sensible idea, but Sip was there to catch him. Shox, though, he's got the right idea, but glaive slightly better with that weapon and does a little bit more damage. He'll take him down. So I still like it, I think, from Shock's point of view. I love the idea of trying to go that aggressive. And if he had found glaive, then look at where the rest of Astralis are on the minimap. They would have been really awkwardly cut off from the A side of the map. And if they just execute B at that point in time, it's so readable. Yeah. So I don't mind it from Shox, but it didn't work out this time.
We're going to need some more of that aggression out of Shoxy. We'll see if it pans out for him, as this is going to be the push. Once again, all of these flashes. Misuda getting spotted as well, instantly removed. And it's zywoo and Apex, and they have severely tapped into that bank that they developed over the first 4 rounds of this half. Vitality, they've got to back off and save these guns. They just don't have any money left in the bank. And so Astralis now setting themselves up for success here on this T side. Back-to-back B site hits. And the beauty of it is, because they're finding success with these B site hits early, that's zywoo dead. Do we lose Apex? Apex is going to come up here. He wants that op. He needs to be in a position to save that AWP if he has a chance. Yeah.
Definitely interested in it. He already knows.
That's going to be so hard to do now, though.
Out on long as well.
Okay, but point being is that Glaive and Zonic right now are working together to just prepare Vitality, right? They're just setting Vitality up to focus on the B site and to have to play honest on B and invest resources early on B, because they've been successful now hitting it twice. And so as soon as things start to go awry on the B side for Glaive, boom, just flip over to A, and that's when you decide to flip that switch and hit the other site, and you're going to catch Vitality out of position. This is what the conditioning that Glaive and Zonic are trying to put on Vitality right now.
Yeah, it's true. And it's actually, I think, a pattern that we've seen before on this map, where I would say the default type setup for the B-bomb side is having 3 people there and having the other 2 play the other way. Ooh, that's a headshot taking down Device. Now, they're going to be caught here running back, so I'm not sure they're quite ready for it. They should be caught. I have no idea how they're not both dead at the moment. zywoo getting a headshot as well. The scout is out there. This is
the hell
not clean at all. zywoo's actually running for them. He wants to see if he can catch anyone else. That is, well...
Magisk shows up. Don't bully my in-game leader!
I'm here to help. But I think so I think the 3-2 split between the bomb sides is pretty much the default right now, but it's not at all uncommon for us to see 4 people early on B, just because it can be that hard to hold. I mean, against Astralis or anyone else, it's something that happens a lot. So I'm interested to see how it'll play out if that starts to be the default for Vitality, just doing that. All right.
Device giving credit where credit is due in the chat right now. Just letting zywoo know that those USB headshots were crispy. WTF, man. And zywoo just laughing.
Why not? Why not? 38 seconds. Shots. Oh! He basically stuck the gun right in his mouth, didn't he? Glaive is gone. 2 on 2. 30 seconds. And now it's just USPs. No more scouts or deagles left. So, yeah, we're going to have to see a lot more of those sneaky taps for this to work out. Masuta, he was a little bit too close for comfort there, and RBK might be as well. He's already been spotted. The time is low, but they should just be able to overpower him here. And they will indeed. So, a 3rd round for Astralis, but that one was, I don't know, very uncomfortable.
Expensive.
Yeah.
You can put it that way. Expensive. And also, I mean, that is gonna bother you just a little bit, man. If zywoo's taking your head off with a USP, just double tap headshots, it's just, you know, maybe gonna worm a little bit into Device, who has started to wake up a little bit. Granted, he's got 4 kills now.
Yes.
So he has started to hit some shots, but he had a little bit of a cold start to the half. So the mind games are definitely going to be real. And here's a change already from Vitality. zywoo out on long early, Shoxy just charging connector as well. So, but then rather than hang around here, which isn't Vitality's style, they fall back to a setup that is more comfortable. And this is something that they've done before. Shoxy and zywoo duoing up on long, working together, and then the rest of the team focused on the B site. This is bread and butter for Vitality. And now ASTRALIS, we'll see if they can figure that out.
I mean, this kind of a setup here between Apex and RPK, it is an all-in the sense that it either works and you shut them down when they come through the monster tunnel and it's going to be fine, or it doesn't, and then you leave misuta alone in a position that he's probably going to get wrecked in, because again, there are so many grenades and everything else. I don't know if misuta's got a... No, well, technically has a flashbang, but he's not the one setting it up at the minute, and now they've actually fallen back from that position. Glaive is out here checking to make sure that there's no one hanging out, because again, if Vitality was pushed up this far, and especially into connector, suddenly they would know what was coming. RPK deep in the corner, he's got no backup here. This is a really big issue. The org is going to fall down, and Apex, he's in an interesting position. He could go for a bit of a flank. I don't know if they heard that, but Glaive is about to show up. Oh, Apex, he's got them lined up. He's going to get the one kill, but he's about to be shot in the back himself, and Sip takes down misuta. So in spite of that, it's still going to be a 2-on-3 in the bomb. It should be planted here.
So slick, Anders. There's Shoxy, though. zywoo and Shoxy now get to show up for this party. They're going to crash it. And now, well, Device is going to be able to post up on the site. There are no damage-dealing nades here for Vitality to ruin him. Just 2 flashes and a smoke on zywoo.
Yeah, and he just got Molotov away, so he's simply forced back. Sip winning the fight. Shox was not expecting that position. Thought they were going to be at the barrels instead, and the AWP has got to be saved. So ASTRALIS will just win another round, and this is very impressive. I think you're starting to see just how confident they are. Again, especially in that B execute. And it's a bit of a shame, because I would have loved to have seen what would have happened if the RPK and Apex setup down there at the monster tunnel had stuck there. If they had stayed in that position, could they have actually shut it all down? That would have been so much fun to see.
I'm very curious. You know, that's going to come down to them just trusting the call. What I'm also wondering is whether or not this is Glaive just downloading a Vitality and figuring it out, or if this is Vitality needing to have a little... They need to change it up and do a little bit of what Device does on CT side overpass. Get up into the birthday party. Get some eyes towards Fountain, towards top mid. Because if you're there, as Shoxy and zywoo, if you're there getting that kind of info from instead of just sitting around long, if you're actually in restroom, if you're in mid getting that info, you're going to see nobody's there. You're like, huh, okay, this is going to allow for that defense to remain solid on the B site. But instead, it feels like everything is a little bit delayed for Vitality in that setup, and it just doesn't work for them. And so, well, now we're going to have to see what kind of adjustments they decide to do. Are they going to try and have more presence in mid? Are they going to try and hang around more in connector and bring the game there? Because right now, ASTRALIS, this is all just feel good for ASTRALIS. They've got to be feeling so confident now, having taken 4 rounds in a row on the T side. Money is starting to build up for them. It's looking good. This is a very difficult position for the Frenchmen to find themselves in.
It most certainly is. We haven't even got to the quad boost yet, Semler.
True!
We can still get those. And that is where the fun really begins. 4-man stack at the B bomb site, but they only have pistols and a saved AWP on zywoo. I don't mind any of this thing. It's just fine. Just protect the AWP no matter what, and, you know, cross your fingers and hope for some crazy deal shots to come out.
Yeah, and seeing Shoxy here doesn't give anything away to ASTRALIS for now. And so they're going to have to play it. dupreeh, you can see, he's kind of just hanging around here once that smoke is up.
So take a look at how ASTRALIS is set up right now. With Device in the playground, he was looking for anyone long. Glaive and dupreeh are taking over. So if Vitality want to go a bit aggressive, like we were talking about in the previous round, which I completely agree with, that would at least, it would help to solve the lack of information that they have about what's happening outside of B. But you can see ASTRALIS actually have a protocol, at least in some of these rounds. Oh,
no way does he hit that shot! Glaive catches him mid-air!
Yeah, jumping up. He should have been dead. Even if they maybe could have got the ult back, that's wild.
That is obscene. zywoo is so nuts.
Well, they actually get an AK out of it as well. And ASTRALIS decide, at least for the minute, start to go back towards the B bomb side a bit. Zipper's got the bomb back there at T. I don't like this.
I think
35 seconds.
Are you playing the same game? You know, when you're playing against zywoo and he hits shots like that?
He's definitely not. 29 seconds. The bomb is only now being picked up by Sip. Now, fair play. If they can just clean out the bomb side, it's fine. And it looks like that's what they are doing. But I still don't like this. I'm not a big fan. misuta could catch the bomb on Sip running up. In the 17 seconds, they must hear the stepping, but they're not reacting in time. Oh! They just let him slip past. If they had taken a step up and shot him in the face, who knows what could have happened. 7 seconds left here. And zywoo, yeah, he's hoping they're planting not on the regular side, but towards the bank. And that wasn't the case.
Oh, that's so unfortunate, Anders, right? Oh, they are going to line up, though, and there is a nice shot from misuta with the headshot, but RPK goes down. We should be losing misuta shortly here as well, though misuta's got an AK. He's got something to hold on to now.
Yeah.
Could back out, yep, and he is going to back out and try and save that gun. But that's just the the way things work in competition. Sometimes it's just a split second one way, split second the other.
So close. Because you may have been watching that round and just thinking, well, whatever, it's just ASTRALIS taking it slow, but that was like 3 steps away from Masuta just standing. You could see Sip wasn't even really looking for it. He was just in full run mode at that point in time. So 5 rounds now for ASTRALIS, 5 in a row as well. This is very, very impressive. They're doing a remarkable job, and in terms of this being their sort of surprise pick into this best of 3, I mean, no one is questioning that right now. Even if the beginning was really good for Vitality, the fact that they've come back and done this, you think, all right, there's a definite game plan here.
Well, I mean, okay, do we want to meme a little bit? Because, I mean, out of the last 4 times ASTRALIS have played Overpass, they've won all of them. 100%. 70% win rate on CT side, 57% win rate on T side. Just looking so good, ASTRALIS on Overpass. And so, add to that a little bit of a break. We got a bit of a taster from EG. ASTRALIS have just set themselves up to have this map and to revivify, like Pimp said on the desk, right? Revivify their map pool and just have that little bit of an edge over Vitality. They knew this was coming. They knew they would have to fight Vitality in this kind of situation. And any edge you can get, that's what you want.
Here's the setup, though. The one that we didn't see earlier, but they take down RPK before Apex can set up the flashbang. That's what the whole thing is about. He wants to set the pop flash. So what? Masuta picking up magisk and dupreeh. They must have lined up. I'm going to have to see that replay. 2 versus 3 now. glaive and device. They are on that ledge waiting, but Vitality are here. They know the bomb is there, and they're going to be able to shut it all down. Finally winning a round and tying up the scoreline at 5-5. Everything about that was looking like it was going to be another successful B hit. What is going on here? All right, so he sees one.
Oh, they just lined up for him. That is brutal. Yeah, just lined up.
That's what, like maybe three bullets?
Well, hey, dude, good on Masuta, right? If there's going to be pressure on anybody, it's going to be on Masuta. He's going to be the one who's going to be feeling it the most, pretty much on the server. Because what? He's the substitute for Vitality. All eyes are on him. If he doesn't perform, you know that Nivero's going to be sitting there waiting, like rubbing his hands together, like, oh, cool, going to get in on that map too, aren't I? Just
I mean, I wonder what it would have been like for him to. Obviously, he's been sitting in the room with them, so maybe his, overall mood is similar to the people that have been playing. But otherwise, he could be like that. Speaking of memes, that guy with the pizza walking back in the room and everything is on fire.
Yeah, for him, he's just been sitting outside.
Masuda's like, hey guys.
By the way,
is everyone feeling good? What's going on?
Why not, right? Hopefully that's what he's bringing to the table. And if he gets shots like that, feel-good frags, where, lines up and he's like, cool, awesome, great. There's a key round that actually ends the 5-round streak of ASTRALIS based off of his play. Awesome. And for a young player as well, I mean, 18 years old, just turned 18, showing what he's capable of and actually showing the new generation of French talent coming up. Super cool to see, and only wish the best for him, obviously. Ooh, nice nade, though.
Yeah, that's good.
dupreeh getting peppered.
Get them a little bit lower. That all counts. Counts more than people sometimes think about. You do even what they have here, 18 damage or something like that to magisk. It suddenly means the M4 is a one-shot headshot instead of it being different. Ooh, that's quick from dupreeh. Turning for the flashbang, then turning back again to pick up Masuta. But there was a return kill, so it's still 4-on-4.
And that was a stack. I don't know if that's enough to tell Vitality, however. Or tell ASTRALIS, rather, that Vitality were stacking B. Because there were 4 players. There are 4 players. 3 players still. And there's the boost. Beautiful work. The flash setup from zywoo. The man can do it all, Anders. He can even throw flash grenades for his teammates.
Yeah, he's not just a solo player either. You're right. All right, up here at the bomb side, though, Apex and Shox are in good positions. This rotation is very, very just well done from Vitality. I think this is a round where they finally have a very good read on what ASTRALIS are doing, and it shows on where people have shown up. glaive and Sip, though, I can't believe they're winning the fight, even to the extent that they were here. The Molotov nearly taking down RPK at the edge. glaive, and he's not able to land the shot. That actually could have been a nightmare. They could have even almost walked into that, but Vitality pick it up 6-5 now. And, I mean, no bomb plant. They're not going to be able to buy here on the ASTRALIS side.
How unfortunate there for glaive that he's not hitting 1 bullet on RPK in that situation. So, doesn't go their way. And that is actually, I mean, that could have been even more brutal because Vitality stacked 4 on B. They were done with the shenanigans from ASTRALIS over there. They were ready to just slam them. And while it works out that way for them, it actually pans out. And so now they can go back to having more of a presence in mid and changing up their game. And speaking of changing up their game, now they've got zywoo restroom. Apex is pushing long for Vitality. This is big. Anti-eco stomp. This is what Vitality are looking for. They want to pour on the pressure. Apex takes magisk, and that's big.
Glaive not interested in whatever Simon was selling there. Sharks took a little bit of time there to get the spray down. Apex is actually kind of on his own out here, which is really uncomfortable. Sneaking through the smoke, he's right behind him, and I don't think any of them know. Oh, this is so awkward. Apex could get away with this. He could just walk on back to the bomb site, and no one will ever know that he was out here.
Indeed.
Wow. Because, again, if he gets caught, not only will they have the AWP on device, but they'll suddenly have the M4 as well, and it's, you know, it'll be a 3-on-3, and who knows what happens at that point in time. Now, you got the AWP out here. Surely you go for a boost. Triple boost into the bomb site, bring Sip over. They're not doing it.
RPK just spotted them, though, but now they're going to back off. RPK's looking like he's got the read on that. However, RPK and Apex playing on A, but they've still got Misuda and Shoxy playing B. Xyp9x is going to spot this. Did he spot this? I don't think he was close. I don't think he was close enough.
I don't think he saw it.
Oh, such a shame. And there's Shoxy getting a freebie.
And that does a bunch of different things, right? Not only getting the kill, obviously, there's only 35 seconds, but it also just alerts the Vitality side that they were coming this way. We kind of know what's happening now, and they're already rotating people down here. RPK is getting closer. I think they've pretty much been read. Attempt at a flick from device, but he doesn't really make it work. So 7-5 now. Vitality getting 3 in a row and getting themselves, I think, even just mentally, a little bit back in the game. This is really great news for the French side. I think this is very, very important. Let's see if ASTRALIS, though. I mean, we've already been praising them for the 5-round win streak that they were on here and how good it looked and how well prepared they were. But, you know, now that they've been bopped on the nose themselves, maybe you want to see if they can pick it up again.
Yeah, well, I want to see some aggression mid out of them now. Just take that fight. They need to be acknowledging that Vitality are going to start trying to play aggressive and change it up, and they need to just run into this head on and smash Vitality. zywoo's now posted up along with Shoxy in mid. This is more Vitality style, but now zywoo, is he going to catch device? No, device was ready for him. They saw it coming. ASTRALIS ready for that aggression. Perfect punish. Man advantage now for ASTRALIS. Shoxy's going to be pushed up in a one-and-done sort of scenario as well. He's got no way out unless he gets help from his teammates.
Apex has a flashbang here for shots, but they're not even going to throw it. That's interesting. Yeah, delayed. Oh. They wanted to try that on the other side, right? Glaive was setting up the flash for device to go and take the fight, and Misuda coming in to take down magisk. Just continue to fight here. I'm really shocked that Vitality are winning this fight in such a fashion, because actually ASTRALIS were in a very strong position out here.
This is kind of playing into what I expect to see from ASTRALIS, though, in these sorts of weird situations. Trading, 18.1% trading rate right now so far from ASTRALIS. It's not fantastic. You see these duels, they're all spread out and they're just getting bopped. That's weird to see Glaive and device not coordinating better on long.
Yeah, especially I think what really was confusing to me is that device, as he came up to the corner, he ran the whole way. So if anyone was there, I mean, they would have had the time. Oh my god.
Oh, wait, right, hold on. Xyp9x is still alive. Just wait a second.
20 seconds, guys. 20 seconds. He's running back, so if he's really, really lucky here, he could just get the bomb plant down for free, but how does he escape? He's going to smoke up the high ground. They don't have any HEs or anything, so this could get a bit weird. Yeah, just go straight for the plant. 5 seconds. He's at least going to get that, but they're coming for him. And this, I mean, you could show... Oh, what? He picks up one more shot, and RPK's on the other side. Zip finally goes down. But that was a 1 versus 4 that he, I mean, almost wins. It's so disgusting.
He's so good. Yeah, man, Zip is just a threat at any time. If he's still alive, dude, in these sorts of scenarios, it's just he goes up an extra few percentage points in 1vx situations. If he just gets to focus on his own game, this is what he's capable of. Shoxy's reaction says it all. A little bit of a grin there from Zip as well. I don't think that ASTRALIS are starting to feel too stressed out just yet. You know, it's 8 rounds, 4 Vitality on the CT side, but keep in mind, ASTRALIS, even before coming into this, was whatever changes they've made, ASTRALIS had a 70% win rate on CT. Their CT side is super solid as well, and they still have a couple of rounds to work with in this half. If they can get up to 9-6 or 8-7 at the half, I think that ASTRALIS have got to be feeling very good about their odds going into the second half.
I was going to say, I think a 6th round, I think if it's 10-5, I mean, it's still totally winnable for Astralis, but I'd say Vitality they would have done a pretty damn good job if they could get up to 10 rounds here.
Oh, yeah, that would be fantastic.
I'm still really confused about Device running up to that long corner, because if there is someone out there, then they'll hear you stepping, and they could, like, you're giving them, rather than it being just a random timing for them to throw the grenade, you're actually telling them, yeah, I'm right here, so they can just call it in from the CT spawn. A little bit confused about that, but otherwise, back into the B bomb side. Magisk pushing through the smoke that's thrown from CT spawn to block off that monster tunnel, and now he's just hoping that someone will forget about that and try and go and check it. So let's see. Yeah, trying to get in a little bit early. They know that he's here now. He's still sticking around. Normally, if you fail that attempt, you probably will fall back, and he's going to get overpowered by RPK. He's very, very insistent on trying to get that kill.
And again, nobody there to trade for Astralis. Device hits a beautiful headshot on RPK, though. Brings it back to a 4-on-4. So luckily for them, they're able to make that work. But now Shoxy, the heavy hitter for Vitality, has rotated onto the site. He's going to be ready for this. Waiting right around the corner. Could line them up, and here it is, the slaughter. Shoxy, what a beast. Dude, Shoxy's at 18 kills.
Yeah, he's gone way above and beyond.
To put in perspective, I mean, zywoo was the dominant beast on Dust 2 for Vitality. He's at 8 kills right now. Shoxy is doubling him up.
I'm real confused about the fact that no one was checking this, because they actually had very good flashbangs to you know, the Shoxy was ducking down, sure, but he still got flashed a bunch. And they saw, when Magisk went for that fight, he saw 2 people at barrel, so even if Device gets 1, I would have assumed that Astralis would have still just checked it. They did not, and it cost them the round. So
I think they're telegraphing it a bit too much. Like, Vitality are starting to get the read on them. If Astralis just want to keep hitting B side over and over again, Vitality are obliging them by stacking it. Shoxy and Device, though, about to face off. Must-win fight for Device. Absolutely critical that he survives that. Man advantage now for Astralis, and they don't have any more smokes. They have 2 flashes and a Molotov, Anders.
It's not a lot to work with, is it? And, you know, it's good that he won that fight, but again, he was running up to that fight. He's making so much noise. I'm just not sure that is the best idea. From Vitality's point of view, even being a man down, you're right, those grenades on Astralis, not that they know how many are left, but that should give them a decent shot. zywoo will take a kill, and he's trying to fall back. He's nearly getting caught. Well, he'll take RPK instead, if that's what's on offer. He wanted zywoo, obviously. Now, actually, could be a little bit tricky. Apex is here, though, as well. So all 3 members of Vitality. zywoo going to continue to fight. Even low on health. Can he find one more kill? He can't. And now, up at the sniper spot, it's Apex doing his best to help out. But they do have him pinned down up here and out in the open. He's going to fall to dupreeh at the end. It will be 6 rounds in the first half in favor of Astralis, but 9 to Vitality. And I think that is still pretty impressive for the French side. They need to win this map. They have to win it, or they're going to get... well, not to the grand final straight away, at the very least. So we'll see what happens. Second half is coming up after the break.
Bro, these guys are fucking sweating, man. It's too early, dude. No, I'm kidding. Let's go.
Oh, nice nose.
Come play. Oh my god. No. Wait. Bro, these guys are fucking sweating, man. It's too early, dude.
Leading into the second half, the score is 9-6 in favor of Vitality, which I think is a pretty damn fine job. This map was picked by ASTRALIS, and they looked really well prepared. But I don't think everything went according to plan. They had that great sort of win streak in the middle of the first half where they went 5 in a row. And at that point, it looked like they were about to sweep them away and just completely just leave them behind. But that didn't actually work out that way. Vitality came back into it. Shock's playing very well. So I don't know. I hope we see I really badly want a third map here.
Inferno would be amazing between these two teams, no doubt about it. But I mean, it's almost as if it's written in the contract where these guys, if you win one round, you have to proceed to win the next 4 to 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Before you give it back, right? You give the ball back so they can play a bit. But we're into the pistol immediately here. No time wasted at all. And Vitality, still a smoke on Misuta. Full Kevlar across the board from ASTRALIS, though. These guys are not going to let a bomb plan happen.
Well, that is the plan at least. See how long that plan is actually going to be working out.
What even is the setup?
They're just in a position to go either A or B. They're so close to middle, they can go whatever they want. Need to. Misuta finding out there are a lot of people in here, and I'm in trouble. He's gonna get one, but there was no need to even call for backup. Bomb is now weirdly very far away, so they've pushed up. I think Misuta was meant to fall back and pick up the bomb in case something worked out. That's not going to be happening now, and I don't know. This is very awkward. zywoo has a P250. He could do some damage. Shox is going to get run down, and he sees it, making a bit of noise and shooting dupreeh in the back of the head, but that only gets them so far. 40 seconds. The bomb is still miles away, and Sip, he is a robot, isn't he?
Impeccable.
He's setting it up with that little cheeky smile.
Yeah, but he's got that little grin in the corner of his mouth. He knows. Nothing but headshots for this man. Headshots and clutches all day long. Big thing here is that that's ASTRALIS' first pistol win.
You're right.
So, first pistol on the board for ASTRALIS. Now we get to see what they're capable of here on the CT side. They, like Vitality, it's funny, they have identical win rates in terms of CT rounds on this map. So Vitality, 70%, ASTRALIS, 70%. So now we have to see. They've got the pistol. Are they going to be able to start chaining rounds together? And they should be able to. Already a little bit of a change in approach, though. Device down on the B side. Not floating mid, not floating long, as is characteristic. But we do have Zipmix and dupreeh playing close connectors. So this is really just aggressive from ASTRALIS, and it's a different strategy.
And dupreeh, surely he's going to keep going. He's so far in, just at this point, just climb up the ladder and try and see if you can flank them. Sip is going to get some confirmation. Don't really have to fight here, even if you might actually lose the A-bomb site, which is possible at this point in time. The flank from dupreeh, and, you can sort of join up with Sip. That's some very, very good grenade throwing there from magisk. I mean, not necessarily mechanically, but just the timing of it was really important, because otherwise he might have been run over. Sees another one, and yeah, he knows what is up, but this flashbang coming in will absolutely tear him apart. magisk going down, so that is the A-bomb side lost, and the bomb should be planted here. dupreeh on a flank from long, but it's happening maybe a little bit late, and they already were falling back. This is a disaster. Misuta will pick up dupreeh, and now it's a 5-on-3. The bomb is already down. They're going to pick up that FAMAS on the ground. Sip is out here hiding in pretty much plain sight. He'll only get the 1 kill, and I'm not sure that's enough. Glaive, he gets traded right away, and now it's a 1 versus 3 for Sip. And even his internal logic will tell him that it's not worth going for. He's going to get found, and Vitality, that's a massive round to win. Losing the first pistol round in the series, and this is the comeback that they have right afterwards.
It's just going long where you wouldn't necessarily expect them to be. Like ASTRALIS are setting up for close quarters combat. They're setting up where they would think the fight is going to happen because Vitality are on pistols, and so Vitality are probably going to want to be closer to you and take those fights up. So they're going connector, they're going B. Vitality are one step ahead, though. They're like, all right, we're going to go long, the last place you expect us to be on the map, because you're going to have rifles, you're going to have the advantage. That's where we'll go. And it just works out perfectly. ASTRALIS just got gamed hard. And that puts Vitality up on 10 rounds.
Maybe they also underestimated how aggressive Vitality would be in actually flashing their way into the A-bomb site. Because they must have been thinking, this is sort of a trap. You may be right outside of the A-bomb site, but we've got dupreeh and Sip who are, pretty close to flanking you.
Yeah.
We just need you to be out there for another 5 seconds, and it's all good. But they weren't. The flash there against magisk, that that killed. Because as soon as they get in there and they get the bomb down, they turn around, and now dupreeh's flank isn't really so much a flank anymore. They're just running straight into him.
Yeah, he just gets bonked. Well, now, I mean, once again, back over to long, where they have, again, you know, the rifle. They have the rifles this time, so if ASTRALIS peek them, you can see they get punished. dupreeh getting tagged with that scout to start things off. And Device holding close, however, in restrooms with the Deeg. There's the shot. He's got glaive to back him up. RPK going to pick up the first. And they are just going to be able to back out of there, ASTRALIS.
Yeah, a little bit scary. Could have been a quick double there. RPK. But zywoo controlling the spray at a very long range with the Mac-10. That's all fine. dupreeh out here sniping away. It's a bit of a tentative round right now. 30 seconds. They are still hanging out. I think they're just waiting to throw all of the smokes that they need to, and then they're going to try and go for this A site. So should be fine. Deagle not connecting there. More grenades, and I think, yeah, the grenades are really, I think, the basis for which they can try and win this round. zywoo jumping through, and now it's on lockdown. Now they've got it under control. I like seeing that. There could have been a moment there where they could have panicked and said, "Oh no, let's run back to B. You know, this is too dangerous," or just trying to fight too much against the Deagles. I like the fact that they didn't. They just calmly set up the standard smokes and molotovs and went for it. twistzz is actually going to get a body shot in there against zywoo, but it won't change the fact that he gets 3 kills with the Mac-10, which is kind of cool if you're the AWPer of the team.
Sure, but I'm thinking that ASTRALIS right now need to be getting more kills. They need to be putting in some more damage because Vitality's economy is looking fantastic, and it's not going to get any easier here for ASTRALIS as they are now going to be in a hard eco scenario. And they're trailing. They've still got guys who are on single-digit kills, Anders. magisk and glaive right now struggling, 8 and 7. So, whereas everybody on Vitality are up in double digits. So just in terms of firepower right now, Vitality are outclassing ASTRALIS.
They are, and it shows, right? 11 to 7, probably going to be 12-7 here as it's just USPs, RPK. Yeah, realizing early on that there was a lot of aggression out here. He's taking care of all of it. Very smooth, no issues here. They know where magisk is. He's going to get the one shot there, but otherwise, I don't think there'll be any trouble. So 12 to 7 in favor of the French. They are 4 rounds away now from getting us that third map on Inferno. What a delicious treat that would be if we could just get there. And you're right, I mean, in terms of the kills, it's outrageous. zywoo obviously leading the charge way ahead of everyone on Dust 2. They still lost the map, but Shock's here. 20 kills, zywoo at 16, the rest 14 or 13. I mean, there's a very, very strong team effort coming out right here for Vitality.
It's kind of what we were talking about coming into this. Did ASTRALIS game themselves? After all, Vitality were the #1 team on Overpass throughout 2020. 71.4% win rate on the map. So, you know, they didn't play it much towards the end of the year, and maybe ASTRALIS were thinking this is how we change it up, but clearly, you know, Vitality's still comfortable on the map.
He's stuck in. I'm not even sure they're checking for this. They didn't hear him running, I think, because there was so much else going on. Device, he might be in a little bit of trouble, and he's going to get found. But dupreeh still has a chance to play his hand here, and he'll at least take down Apex. He knows there's a Mac-10 out there somewhere, but a lot of trouble this time now for Vitality. They're in such a weird position. They almost just have to go straight for the B bomb site. Yeah. And they will at least take down Sip. Timing, yeah, I mean, you've got no other choice here.
Misuda and Shoxy are just going to have to play this together. Nice HE on Misuda. Shox, though, going to get the punish. Takes down glaive, and now it's a 2-on-2 retake scenario. No kit picked up, but magisk, if he gets these kills, plenty of time. 3 kills for magisk. And, well, that's interesting. I mean, it's happening so quick, Anders. But coming into this, you're wondering, all right, we saw ASTRALIS play against EG already this tournament. They played very aggressively. Device spent most of his time, you know, it was his birthday every day. You know, he's just eating cake and having a good time, pushed up mid all round long. So I just thought perhaps that's because they're playing against EG. They're not going to respect EG as much as they're going to respect Vitality. Apex's face says it all. Apex's face says it all. Like, oh no, they are playing that aggressive against us. They are going to push mid, push Fountain, Device, dupreeh working together as the duo. This is what I was wondering if ASTRALIS were going to pull. Were they going to be this aggressive, or was it just because they were up against EG and EG are not Vitality?
It certainly worked that time. We'll find out if they keep doing it, if Vitality just adjust. I mean, again, I expect it's going to be harder and harder to do every single round because eventually they're going to be more passive. Now,
Indeed.
I do wonder about glaive. I mean, throwing that grenade, fine, but he threw the grenade and just jumped straight in, and that was a 2-on-3. I would have loved for him to stay back and trust it in.
He may be forcing it. I mean, he's still sitting at the bottom of the scoreboard. Even magisk is in double digits now with 11.
because that's the kind of thing that can easily lose you a 2-on-3, right? Suddenly it's a 2-on-2, and you just need one mistake.
Well, now we're back to Device's second favorite spot on the map, outside of long. Posted up, waiting. And, well, if you peek into this, it's going to be a sad time. Apex barely survives with 8 health. That's unbelievable. Shoxy's going to back him up as well. magisk is taking down Misuda, though, in mid. But the pressure is on now. Device, he's got to get these kills.
He's going to get one of the friendly flashbang right in his face. Somehow it actually still worked, because I think the enemy player out there, Shox, was also flashed. He's got the bomb. Oh, this is all over the place. Shox, if the bomb is dropped out, that's a huge issue now. And zywoo and RPK, how did they get in here? They have to take the site, then run out long and pick up the bomb and then get back to it? Sounds really unlikely. It's all-out chaos. That was a really weird battle out there. The fact that Device went in to try and hunt down Apex, even that is obviously dangerous. That's a nice headshot. Maybe it's not done yet. 22 seconds. I mean, he's in a great position here, glaive, to try and do something, but he's checking it. Another headshot to come through. Oh, no. Bomb tapped once, and he's tempting him. He wants Sip to try and come for him. 10 seconds on the clock. He's just spraying through. Sip is right there, and he fakes it another time. zywoo in a 1 versus 3, and he brings them all down. Quad kill at the end, and Vitality get to 13. That should never happen.
You know what's worse than a Zipnix? A Zywix.
Unreal.
Dude, Eve knew it. This is how you survive the Zipnix clutch, is you just put the beast in front of him like that. That is such a big clutch to win. Astralis are going to be kicking themselves. Their setup worked perfectly. The support was there to shut Vitality out. It's just once again, when Vitality need it most, it's like Excalibur showing up through the fog of war to save the day or something. zywoo shows up and gets an insane clutch to put them back into a half. Because they should, by all rights, lose that round. But that's the star potential. It's why Simple and zywoo are up there in the top 2. Their ability to just do it all and come up with insane clutch rounds to save their teams. It's what sets them apart.
And worse still, to add to the miseries, the fact that Astralis don't have money to buy in this upcoming round. So not only...
disaster.
Yeah, losing, I mean, at 3 versus 1... At that point already, you're not feeling great, but if at least you could buy into the following round and you just try to bring it right back, say, okay, fine, you got that 1 round, but we're back in charge, that's looking unlikely. All right, very clean from Shox. Stepping in to wreck Device.
You may be getting your wish, Anders. You know, 13-8 right now. Economy broken for Astralis. Everything looking good for Vitality.
I mean...
it's looking likely that we're going to get an Inferno out of this mix.
It's what we all want at this point in time. Even if you picked Astralis, you should want this.
I want to see the nade battle in Banana and how these two teams adapt. That is going to be a wild ride. But here we have it. All right, Apex takes down Zipnix, and now it's 14-8. All right, let's see. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is still Astralis. It's still Astralis versus Vitality. Even Astralis being down 6 rounds, it's still them. We're not going to do this. We're not going to put ourselves in the same position as we did on Dust 2, where Vitality were in the lead, and then Astralis proceeded to grind every round back in the half. So, you know what, Anders? Let's bide our time here. Let's not get too excited.
No, definitely don't want to get ahead of ourselves. They do have a lot of money on the Vitality side. You know, there's a lot they have to chew through here. Astralis flash straight into B. They know they're weak. They know they're reeling a little bit, so they're just charging right in to try and take them down. Shox with the opening, dropping glaive. They didn't check for magisk, though. He's here, and he's going to get a great double Sip to try and help him out. And now Shox 1 versus 3, and he will take that kill. He's very dangerous as well. There's plenty of time, so he could try and walk around and look for kills and just try and, you know, traverse the entire map and make this tricky. But the low health will still make it quite difficult.
Yeah, no bombing or anything, so it is a long slog ahead here for Shoxy. And well, Zipnix really committing to that fight. We'll see if it comes back to haunt him or not. And that's the thing with Overpass, is that you can't really jog through here, because if Device is standing where Device is standing,
yeah,
he could hear you running, and that's going to give it away. And so even more time getting burnt off the clock for Shoxy. And Device and dupreeh now starting to wonder. They're starting to move around a little bit here, starting to peek for some angles. And while they are going to put themselves in a position to counter Shoxy, if Shoxy in fact is coming from A.
Yeah, this is the problem. When there's been this much time off the clock, eventually they're going to start to think, hold on, maybe he's in a different position. I just don't even know how you would do this. You would need an absolutely clean fight against the first guy, preferably him looking the other way, make it a one-on-one, and then you probably can't plant the bomb here because there's just so little time left. So, yeah, it's all around an uphill struggle for him. 16 seconds. He snuck all the way in, but yeah, they know where he is. They've already figured it out. So, brave attempt there. I don't mind him trying to make that whole run work. Maybe you could have found something, but this time didn't work out that way. 9-14, and ASTRALIS, that's a very, very important round for them to win. And the fact that this all happened in such a weird position, because actually they had the initial path into the bomb site Vitality, but ASTRALIS had just pushed out and was sort of flanking them in the middle of that push. It was very odd. Here we go. Though ASTRALIS actually, they win the round, but because it's a one-on-one, still got a UMP, still lacking quite a few grenades. That's upsetting.
It's, I mean, it's still the struggle. By no means is this over. But now look at the AUG setup here from ASTRALIS, man. They are fully embracing it. Just pull out all the stops, everything you can here. You need every little edge you can afford. And while Vitality, they tested B, and now it's the quick rotate up through mid, and the Device and dupreeh were not that aggressive this round, and so they don't have any early warning on this. Although glaive and Xyp9x are working their way back, are they going to make it in time?
Wow. The fact that they got caught doing that boost, that could have cost them even more than that. Shocked that they won the fight out at long. Now Device is trying to get back in here. He's very low on health. masuuta taking a kill. They know where he is. That little jump spot there to pick him off. And Sip and magisk 2 versus 4. They're in a lot of trouble. RPK, yep, don't want to have the Molotov. But zywoo will take care of business. And that's going to be 15 rounds on the board for Vitality. There is nothing magisk could do about this. He's just, I mean, save the gun. I don't mind if he saves it here, but just don't try and fight them. It's not worth it. That was so clean, and the fact that they were pushed up that far and caught them boosting, that is, I mean, even if they didn't die immediately, and even if they won the fight out long, they were so far out of position to try and deal with that.
I'm just, I'm feeling for glaive right now, because he is struggling, and you can tell he is just charging into these fights. And at this point, I think he's just seeing himself as a sacrificial lamb. Just, you know, I'll run in, I'll be the bullet magnet, and you guys need to play off of me. Because I don't know how many times I've watched him run headfirst into a fight only to die, and he's been on 8 kills for rounds and rounds and rounds now. He is not getting anything to go his way individually. You can see right there, boom, masuuta just dismisses him.
And they lost the AUG at the end. It's the worst possible outcome, ladies and gentlemen. They've got nothing to fight with.
Yeah, dupreeh's face says it all.
Oh, man.
Well, I mean, we're just going to have to, you know, a little bit of frustration here for ASTRALIS, but
I don't blame them.
The focus has to be on Inferno now for ASTRALIS. You keep going, you keep fighting in these rounds, right?
Oh, no doubt about that, but
the odds.
dupreeh swings, masuuta takes a bit of damage. glaive and Device are also pushing quite aggressively. But I mean, the fact that dupreeh is already down there and being aggressive, I'm sure it'll be called out. And Vitality, you can see how careful they're being now. They're really making sure. Good, smart play here. Shops trying to actually jump up against the edge of that tunnel to get out a little bit faster, but didn't work out. He's going to go down as the only player so far for Vitality, and that leaves Device in a 1 versus 4 to try and save the map, and it is just not looking likely. Again, I just think we're so blessed. Inferno, best of 3. I mean, again, the 2 best teams in the world right now, and to get to a 3rd map, I just think it's everything you could possibly want here. Device, I don't know, the bell is ringing, might be the train bell, but certainly ringing for ASTRALIS right here. 1 versus 4, and he's gonna get a headshot. Follow. Oh, what? No way! He actually makes it work. That has to be just pure out, just divine intervention. Shut up. I can't. I've never seen anything like that ever before.
Let's see it again. I'm just waiting. Let's see it again. This is the only way, literally the only way Vitality can throw this is by lining up for him. The collat. Let's go. Oh, he thinks his face says it all.
His soul just left his body. Yeah, I don't even understand.
Oh, that's so good.
You couldn't set that up with your friends if you tried for a full day. You could try it. Just get 4 friends and try and see if you can choreograph that. and fake it. You can't. It'll take such a long time.
Apex's face is priceless.
You have to roll those dice a long time to get that outcome. I am so shocked. I'm so shocked. Masuta will take down magisk. That's a good start to the round. Finish it off. Don't let that just find a way to win this now, because if it goes into overtime, I don't even know how devastating that would be. Dupreeh, a single bullet is all that he needed, and glaive will come up with a kill. So 4 versus 3 right here. Stay composed with your vitality. This is a mental game now. Apex is going to take a kill, but glaive actually doing a lot of work. A triple in the round right here. And Apex 1 versus 2. Now, Zip is very low on health, and I don't think he spotted him then, but he's still going to have a better angle, and he'll catch that kill. Device is sneaking in behind him, and has an M4, has all the health and everything else. And actually, Device is already assuming that Apex will go to the A bomb site, so he's trying to stay a step ahead even. But not the case.
Yeah, bomb about to get planted, and this is terrible for Device, because now, yeah.
Gonna have to run
Sure enough, it's not up here, and so you're going to have to waste all of this time running down. One thing he has going for him is that Apex has absolutely no idea where he is on the map.
They each have a Molotov, so things could get really, really interesting. He's got a kit as well. He's really trying to mind game Apex. He's assuming that he would have already been there. But Apex is just behind the box. A little bit of a jump down, and he's a little hurry to get shot in the face. That will be 16 to 10. They don't get rattled by the absolutely godlike round that came out of that deagle. And, I mean, we're going to be talking about that for a long, long time to come. But third map will be in store for us, and I think that is really the most important.